Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through the noise to bring you those aha moments you didn't even know you were looking for. Today, I want you to think about a word you probably use every day. Sun. Simple, fundamental, right.
Right. Seems straightforward.
But what happens when that single powerful word gets twisted, turned, reimagined in our digital world? From the actual light that guides us to the light we create artificially, and even the suns that aren't stars at all. It's amazing how many meanings it takes on.
It really is. And that's our mission for this deep dive, basically, to unpack these different interpretations, these digital suns. We've gathered sources on everything from art and social media to lighting tech, video games, even timekeeping and space weather. It's quite a mix.
Yeah, it seems pretty diverse. But the idea is, by connecting these, well, seemingly disparate ideas, you get a unique perspective, a clearer picture of how technology is mirroring, maybe transforming, and sometimes even challenging our relationship with light, with information,
Yeah.
and yeah, with power itself.
Exactly. It touches on a lot.
Okay, let's dive in. Where should we start? How about with art?
Sounds good. Let's talk about the artist Vidya Kaley and her net art project, simply called #SUN.
Ah, yes. This one's fascinating. It takes something we all do, posting photos online, and turns it into something else entirely.
Right. She takes all those photos, tagged #SUN on Instagram, just this massive flood of data, and transforms it into what she calls an emotional map.
An emotional map. Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, there's a specific part called Sun Path. It's not just a gallery. It's more like a real-time data repository. All these photos are geolocated, right? And they're put onto a timeline.
Okay.
And this creates what she describes as an abstract and infinite yellow line. It's like it's tracking a purely digital sun.
So our collective posts are creating this kind of virtual sun track. That's wild.
It is, and she says it reveals a new frenetic energy. Like our shared digital gaze has its own momentum.
And AI plays a role here too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The AI generates narratives, almost like little stories, that humorously translate the occupations of Instagrammers, everyone thinking about the sun. It poetically archives, as she puts it, these contemporary skies of thousands of digital suns.
Wow. AI poetry about Instagram suns.
Mhm.
So these images aren't just lost in the feed, they're mapped, analyzed.
And even turned into physical art. She makes these constellar installations,
Yeah.
takes fragments of this huge collective astro-digital canvas,
Right.
laser prints them onto wood, incorporating the actual Instagram data. So it goes from digital to physical.
That's incredible. But you mentioned sun trace earlier. That sounds really interesting too, a narrative of a sun that passes from hand to hand.
Yeah, that's maybe the core idea. The database, interpreted by the AI, builds this ongoing story. Like all those posts are messages and bottles to the sea, creating this unique, global, contemporary literature based on our shared online moments about the sun.
It really makes you think about our digital footprint differently. Not just data, but maybe story.
Exactly. And Vidya Kelly even...
Right. Once hailed as Italy's most glamorous and celebrated influencer. 30 million followers on Instagram. Built a whole empire by, well, sharing everything.
by entirely eschewing privacy, as one source put it. And that very public life, that intense digital sun she lived under, eventually caused problems.
Big problems. The fine, right. €1 million.
Yes. For that branded Christmas cake, the Bolacco Pandoro, the issue was falsely claiming proceeds would go to a children's hospital.
But wait, there was a donation, wasn't there?
There was, and that's the crucial point. A donation had been made up front by the cake company, but the actual sales of the Ferragni branded cake didn't increase that donation amount at all.
Ah, okay. So the implication that buying the cake helped the charity more was misleading.
That's the allegation. And the claim is Ferragni herself received about €1 million for the promotion. So profiting while allegedly misleading consumers about the charity link.
Right, that distinction is everything. And the fallout was immediate.
Oh, yeah. The prosecutor's investigation for fraud, consumer groups suing, Coca-Cola pulling ads, Safilo dropping her partnership. It hit hard and fast.
It really makes you think about the whole influencer world. Is this a sign of something bigger changing?
I think it could be. We saw Stefania Saviolo, a professor at Bocconi University in Milan, quoted saying she believes the age of the fashion influencer has peaked.
Peaked? Why?
Well, consumers are getting savvier, aren't they? They know influencers are marketers and business people, and those picture-perfect lifestyles, as the source said, might be starting to grate.
Yeah, maybe the authenticity feels thinner sometimes.
Perhaps. The digital spotlight that built them can also expose anything that seems inauthentic, and the public reaction can be swift.
So where is it heading? Are brands pulling back?
We're seeing a bit of a return to traditional media for some, and then there's this other interesting angle, the rise of AI
Oh,
influencers.
right, like Nunuri or AI, virtual beings.
Exactly. They're seen as a potential threat to human influencers because, well, they're controllable. Always on message, no personal scandals. Brands get the image without the human risk.
Wow, a totally different kind of digital spotlight. Maybe one that doesn't burn quite so unpredictably.
Or maybe just burns differently. It's definitely a shift.
Okay, so from the sun of influence to actual light, but super advanced light. Let's talk about digital light source technology.
Right. This is moving towards a more literal digital sun, but one we engineer. Forget your standard LED bulb. A digital light source is basically an LED source, but it's made of multiple pixels or segments.
Right.
And crucially, each one can be individually and digitally addressed. Think tiny, controllable lights, plus projection optics.
Okay, so like a tiny, super precise light projector. What's the big deal there?
Well, the most immediate impact is in automotive headlighting. It enables adaptive lighting systems.
By deputy light, you mean headlights that adjust somehow?
Exactly. Imagine your headlights can see an oncoming car and just dim the specific pixel shining in that driver's eyes while keeping the rest of the road brightly lit. High contrast, no blinding.
Okay, that's actually really smart. Safer, too.
Definitely. But it's not just for cars. The potential for general lighting, especially indoors, is huge.
How so? Like in our homes or offices?
Yeah. Think about spaces that change dynamic indoor spaces. The lighting could adapt automatically based on, say, how many people are in the room, where they are, what they're doing, even the time of day.
So the light just follows you around or changes color?
It could, but it's more sophisticated than that. It's about optimized visual performance, making sure you have the right light for the task, and really importantly, optimized melanopic light dosage.
Melanopic. What's that? Sounds complicated.
It relates to how light affects our biology, our internal clock, our circadian rhythm. Getting the right type and amount of light at the right time is crucial for health and sleep. Like making sure you get brighter, bluer light, 250 lux during the day to stay alert, then much dimmer, warmer light, 10 lux in the evening, and almost none, 1 lux,
Yeah.
at night for good sleep.
Okay, so it's lighting that's actually good for your health rhythm.
Precisely. And it can do all this while saving energy compared to just blasting light everywhere constantly. It's intelligent light.
That sounds fundamentally different. Like light becomes an active part of the environment.
Totally. And there are even more advanced ideas like virtual luminaires, light sources that aren't tied to a physical fixture design.
Or artificial skylights, you mentioned those.
Yeah, imagine simulating not just diffuse skylight, but also a directional sunbeam that changes color temperature and even tracks across the room like the real sun. Some designs can even adjust parallax as you move, creating this perception of an infinite distance overhead, like a real sky, even in a windowless room.
Wow, that could completely change indoor environments. What's the tech behind it? Must be complex.
It is pretty advanced. You need high luminance LEDs, really bright focused ones, up to 100 CDMM apparently, and high pixel count, CMOS hybridization. Basically packing tons of tiny individually controllable pixels, like 10,000 or more,
Yeah.
using sensor tech,
Okay.
plus modular drivers for that deep dimming and color control, and scalable optics, and the ability for spectral tuning, adjusting the light color across a huge range from very warm 2200K to very cool 10,000K,
Right.
while keeping colors looking good, Ray 90.
So incredibly precise, high-quality, adaptable light. It's not just illumination anymore.
No, it's interaction. Light as an intelligent system.
All right, let's switch gears again. From engineered light to engineered worlds, let's talk about a different digital sun, the Game Studio.
Ah, yes, Digital Sun from Spain. A great story here.
Totally. Founded back in 2013 by Javier Jimenez. And the interesting thing is he was a lifelong gamer, but had zero game development experience when he started.
Right. They began as a guns for hire studio doing work for others, just driven by, as they put it, burning passion.
And that passion eventually led them to make their own stuff, right? Their big breakthrough was Moonlighter.
Yeah, Moonlighter in 2018 is such a cool concept. A rogue-like shopkeeping adventure. You run a shop by day.
And explore dangerous dungeons by night. I love
Yeah.
that duality.
And apparently that duality kind of mirrored their own early days doing client work to pay the bills while working on their dream game, Moonlighter, on the side, often at night.
That's a fantastic parallel. Life imitating art, or
Yeah.
maybe art imitating the grind.
Totally. And it clearly struck a chord. They did a Kickstarter for it.
And smashed it, right? Aimed for 40K, got like
Yeah,
$134,000.
335% funded. That must have been huge validation. Plus, they partnered with 11-Bit Studios for publishing, which was a smart move.
And you can see the inspirations, can't you? Zelda, definitely. Wind Waker, Minish Cap were mentioned.
Studio Ghibli films, too, like Nausicaa and Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
and The Binding of Isaac for the dungeon crawling aspect, a real mix.
What stands out is the detail they put in, even for an indie title, like balancing the game's economy.
Oh, yeah. They talked about using a ton of different spreadsheets just to get the progression right, making sure you couldn't break the game too early by getting rich, but still felt rewarding. That careful balancing is key.
That attention to detail clearly paid off, and it led to bigger things, like working with Riot Games.
Exactly. Their next big game was Mage Seeker in 2023, part of the Riot Forge initiative, set in the League of Legends universe. And the story behind that is kind of amazing. Digital Sun pitched a game concept that perfectly matched a character, Silas, that Riot hadn't even announced publicly yet. They called it Fate-like.
Wow, talk about being on the same wavelength. And Mage Seeker itself has this cool anti-hero vibe.
Yeah, Silas uses his own prison chains as weapons. You can, like, pull yourself towards enemies.
Right.
Really dynamic action RPG combat.
And they keep innovating. Their latest, Cataclysmo, mixes strategy and tower defense.
Right. Inspired by LEGO for the building freedom, you construct castles piece by piece, but with a dark moodiness, maybe borrowed from Dark Souls. Always mixing things up.
This studio really is a creative powerhouse.
Yeah.
Born from passion, built through smart choices and hard work.
And they're not slowing down. They've announced Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault for 2025, so their own digital sun is definitely still rising.
Okay, let's bring it back to the sun itself, the original one, but through a digital lens, the digital sundial.
Ah, this is clever. A clock that tells time using sunlight, but displaying actual digits.
Right, no moving parts, no electricity, just sunlight forming numbers that change as the sun moves. How cool is that?
It's very neat. There are basically two main ways they do it. One is the optical fiber sundial.
Fiber optics in a sundial.
Yeah. Sunlight comes through a slit, hits these 10 linearly distributed sockets connected to optical fibers. The fibers then carry the light to a 7-segment display, like you see on old digital clocks, and light up the right segments to form the digits based on where the sun is.
So it's literally piping sunlight into number shapes. Ingenious.
It really is. The other method is even more mathematically intense, the fractal sundial.
Fractals, like those complex repeating patterns.
Exactly. This design uses a complex set of masks based on fractal geometry, specifically, a theorem by Kenneth Falconer. These masks cast shadows, and because of the fractal patterns as the sun moves, the shadows shift to form the digits of the current time. It's kind of mind-bending.
Wow. So pure geometry and sunlight, creating a digital display. That's some serious design thinking.
The first prototype was back in '94, and there's a public one in Belgium from '98. It's a beautiful intersection of math, physics, and, well, time itself.
Perfect blend of ancient principles and modern understanding. Okay, for our final digital sun, let's look at something with potentially huge global impact.
Right, we're talking about using AI to essentially create a digital twin of our actual sun.
Specifically Surya, developed by IBM and NASA.
Yeah, Surya. Its goal is incredible. Forecasting solar storms, those big eruptions like flares and coronal mass ejections with much better precision.
How much better?
The claim is 16% more accuracy and getting the predictions out in half the time compared to older models, often in seconds versus hours.
Seconds versus hours. That's a massive difference when you're talking about potentially damaging storms heading our way.
It's absolutely critical. It provides early warnings that are vital for protecting key infrastructure.
Like what? Satellites, obviously?
Satellites, definitely. Power grids, we all remember the 1989 Quebec blackout caused by a solar storm. Communication systems, GPS navigation, so much relies on space tech that's vulnerable.
So this AI is essentially acting like a planetary defense system against the sun's outbursts.
In a way, yes. It's built as an open-source foundation model, trained on just immense amounts of data, petabytes of high-resolution solar observation data from NASA missions like the Solar Dynamics Observatory.
And it uses machine learning to spot the warning signs.
Exactly. It looks for the subtle precursors, like anomalies in the sun's magnetic field, that often appear before a major storm erupts. Things humans might miss or take too long to analyze.
And this isn't just about protecting Earth, is it? There's more planned.
That's right. The vision is for Surya to become a more comprehensive space weather platform, and really excitingly, to expand its predictions to cover conditions in lunar and Martian environments.
Wow. So helping safeguard future astronauts and missions on the Moon and Mars.
Precisely. As we venture further out, understanding space weather becomes even more crucial. This AI twin could be an essential tool for exploration, a true digital representation watching over us.
What an incredible spectrum we've covered today, all under this umbrella of digital suns. We started with Vidya Kelly turning our Instagram sun photos into art, into data, into poetry, revealing this hidden digital landscape.
Yeah, then the intense, sometimes scorching sun of social media influence with Kiara Ferrani, a real cautionary tale about authenticity in the digital age.
Followed by the literal engineered sun of digital lighting. Smart, adaptive light that can change our spaces and even support our well-being.
Then the creative sun of the Digital Sun game studio, building whole worlds out of passion and code. And the clever, powerless digital sundial, reimagining timekeeping.
And we finished with Surya, the AI digital twin of our actual sun, offering foresight and protection for our planet and future explorations. It's really quite a range.
It absolutely is, and it shows how these concepts, these digital suns, aren't just abstract tech ideas, they really do connect directly to your life. Think about the energy you use, the rooms you live and work in, the entertainment you consume, the very infrastructure that supports modern society. It's all being touched by these ideas.
It really ties it all together. These aren't just separate trends, they're different facets of how technology is reflecting and reshaping our world. So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. As we keep building more of these digital interpretations, these digital twins of our physical reality, how does that constant mirroring, that reimagining, start to change our own understanding of what's real and maybe our place within it all?